So tonight is going to be a very active working session, and we have Charlene back with us. She's going to join us for these next couple of weeks. Just so you guys know, Charlene and I have decided, we've been guided to come together, and we will be announcing a combined program that we're going to be doing together for 12 weeks in June, and it is shift, shred, and align. Is that what we called it? Shift, shred, and oh, she. I forget. Align, realign. I forget. No. Oh no. Oh yeah. Well, you're just gonna have to type it if you can't get yourself.
Reset.
Reset.
Okay. Shift and reset.
So we, as you know, Charlene and I have known each other. We've been friends for a long time, and so it just became quite obvious. And as we've come together, and I had her come and join us for last week's session, but I also, my friends, have struggled with not being able to lose the extra lbs that I seem to have put on in the last couple of years. So we all know that there is obviously there's hormonal metabolic issues um, with weight and inflammation. I have done well, not all of the, you're never done, but I've done a lot of the energetic, emotional, and spiritual work around holding the weight. Did a lot of focus on it actually last summer for myself. And I'm still at a block, which is where Charlene comes in because, as you know, she is very much focused and specializing in the body. So I do say, of course, we work here together in our group on our four bodies: physical, emotional, energetic, and spiritual, which we're going to tune into tonight. But I have not been able to let go of probably an extra 30, maybe 20, 30 pounds that I don't think is healthy for me to have on my body any longer. And the all the work that I do, obviously, too, weight can be used as a protective mechanism. I tend to be carrying that in certain areas, so we're coming together, and we're going to combine both of our all of our methodologies together, including metabolic process and nutrition, movement, as well as emotional release, spiritual release, and energetic, together for 12 weeks. It's going to be really exciting. So, did you want to say anything else about that? I thought I would announce it here.
Oh. Sorry, on my phone. I'm having technical issues tonight. So can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But my video stopped. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
I don't know how to. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Your picture looks fabulous. So
I'm so sorry. Can you hear? Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. You got it.
Hey. Oh, I'm not on my computer and I'm not used to seeing Zoom on my phone, so please forgive me. Yeah, what I will say from a physical aspect for those who are inquiring, I'm sure we'll send out some more information about it to finer details, but my approach is very there's science behind my pardon?
The scientific.
There is. And I find that it's effective. And that's why I continue to use it and get really great results. So we do some lab testing to understand and pinpoint what's going on with your metabolism. And then from there, we determine what your body's actually deficient in. And that's how we create a very customized nutrition plan. So it's not just like, oh, we're just going to do a diet and everyone's going to follow the same thing. We'll have the same kind of skeleton outline, but each person's plan will be unique to them and their own body deficiencies.
Yeah,
so we'll talk about
it. That will also then be overlaid with everybody's unique patterns, traumas, triggers, reasons why they're holding weight energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. So
Yeah.
pretty holistic. We're really excited about it. So I am going to be also moving through the program. I am not just the founder, I am also a client. So yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know that that's coming up in June. So
Yep.
if you're interested, we'll be sending out some more details soon. Also, just wanted to mention too, if you're in the Niagara region, I'm at White Oaks this Saturday for Lead with Love. It's an event. Are any of you in Niagara? I don't think any of you are. Oh, Carly is. Okay. So, or if you're in the Niagara area, I will be there. And I think that's all my notes. I also wanted to, so we got a lot of work to do today. So please make sure if you are using a pendulum, who isn't using a pendulum, just so that I know. Okay, and that's fine. It's all good as long as you have a method of truth testing. You don't need to use anything. I just want to make sure that you've established a truth test. Yes. So whether that's a clear yes in your head or a body buzz or whatever it is, okay. So everybody's got their method of truth testing going on. Good. Yes. Okay. So as I said in the email, I hope you got it. I'm not going to be able to work with everybody, obviously. But tonight we're going to work with some of you as the sort of working example of how to connect with the higher self, connect with all four of your bodies, and track a source of what might be going on. Okay. So I'll just give you some examples of things that you can ask, and then we are going to work on some of you as an example. So I encourage you to move through the same steps I'm moving through, okay, for yourself, and or observe and watch the person I'm working with, okay, because the objective here tonight is to really strengthen your trust, your ability to trust in your own ability to source or track the source of whatever may be going on, health wise, emotionally. I really want to empower you to know that your intuition and your body is your friend. And I'm hoping that, sessions like tonight where we're practicing it is going to start to show you it does take some time to trust yourself. And some of you that are maybe newer to this, just have some patience, okay? Make sure that your truth testing is rock solid. So again, if you're using, sort of your body, or you're using sort of a yes or a no, please make sure that that is reset before we start. And like I said, you can follow along with whoever I'm working on, okay? Or you can use the same steps that I'm taking, okay, to help to move through it for yourself, okay, using your own truth testing. So adding what I'm going to be adding to the portal this week is probably, I think it's 2 meditations. Ildiko, I'll send you what they are. And I'm also going to be adding a module of content that talks about the 4 bodies. Okay. So in various master classes and in my Unlock Your Intuitive program, I'm going to be plucking this content from that, and so that will be your homework if you wish. Some of you have already gone through the program. If you have, I would still advise you reread it. Okay, it is more important than ever before to be really tuning into your bodies, your fields, your energy body, your emotional body, and learning how to listen to it. That is the most important thing that we can do right now, as we start to open and activate. I call it the new human. Okay. So basically, what we're doing with this work is learning that our body is actually telling us what's wrong with it. Okay. Our emotions are telling us. Our relationships are a reflection. All of these things are the universe's way, our higher self's way, source's way to tell us why we're not in alignment. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is an answer to everything. Okay. So whether it's chronic headaches, whether it's a lot of fatigue, which a lot of us are going through right now, A lot of us, me included, are very much affected by the solar energy, the solar flares that we've been having. We've also been having what are called timeline jumps, and that is reflected in, if any of you follow the Schumann resonance, but that's basically the measure of the heartbeat of the Earth. The blackouts on Schumann resonance indicate timeline jumps, and we've had a lot of them. And I can just tell you, and some of others here also experience, some don't actually feel these things, but I myself, I am very sensitive. I've come to the point now where I can tell when we're having some sort of solar event or some sort of timeline shifting, and it's very much affecting me. So, what we need to do though is take our power back. Okay. So, no matter what's going on, a headache, nausea, chronic illness, pain, uh, even relationship struggles, there is an answer. There is a reason. There is something that your bodies and your fields are trying to tell you. Okay. And if we're not in alignment, the more of these things can happen, right? The more events, psychic attacks, let's say, or illness, or purging, or fatigue. Again, even relationship troubles. Okay. So I just want to give you a moment to sort of reflect. Again, I can't work with everybody, but just know that you are meant to hear whoever I'm going to be working with tonight. So I want you to think about maybe one thing you're really struggling with that you would like us to use as a way, as an example to track. So what we really need to do is we need to track the source. Okay. And most importantly, what we need to do is we need to learn to listen to our four bodies. So once again, I'm going to give you a module, and there's videos, tutorials as well, that will teach you a little bit more about your four bodies. Okay. So don't worry if you don't have the prerequisite knowledge tonight, and you can always watch this back too. Okay. So the way we're going to move through this tonight is in a similar way we checked our water last week. We checked the vibration of our water. We are now going to check the vibration of ourselves, and we're going to check the vibration of our four bodies. So remember, we have a physical body. We have remember that all of this will be in the information you get after too. Okay, so if you miss some of this, don't worry, it's all there. So we have a physical body. We have an emotional body. We have an energetic body. We have a spiritual body. And a lot of the teachers out there talk about the mental body as well. I like to kind of lump the mental body in with the spiritual body, because the mental body is very much what's happening cognitively in your mind. And I also like to kind of use the mental body as a construct of another version of us. So we have our mind cells, I call it, and we have our ego cells. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of selves, right, that may potentially be out of alignment. Okay. So once again, physical body, energetic body, emotional body, spiritual body. Got it? Okay. The spiritual body relates to higher chakras, and when it's not in alignment, it would make you feel like you're not really connected to your intuition. You may feel disconnected. You may feel when it's not in alignment. Okay. You may feel like you're not receiving information, or you're not intuitive, or you're not feeling empathic, or whatever that may be. The spiritual body is also related to any energetic attacks you may be getting. Okay. So the emotional body, that's an easy one. Okay. We all have it. And the emotional body is basically where we store energy. Okay. So you've seen me do this, but and this also reflects back to the work we're going to do in the other course. Where am I holding emotions? We all do this. We all have this. Okay. And sometimes, most of the time, our bodies are holding on to emotions that were triggered not now, right? It's like a re-trigger. So often we are holding emotion in different places. So I can tell you personally, I hold a lot of emotions in my stomach. I hold a lot of guilt emotions kind of right here for some reason in my solar plexus. So I've gotten really used to knowing kind of what I'm dealing with based on what is presenting in my body. Okay. So we're going to work in the emotional body, and we're going to determine whether we're tracking whatever's going on to be in an emotional issue. Okay. And then we've got the energetic body. Now, the energetic body is related to your chakras. Okay. So I often start in the energetic body, and I'll probably do that today when we track some of these things. But so let's say you've got a sore throat. I'm going to ask the questions. Is it physical? Is it energetic? Is it spiritual? Is it emotional? Oftentimes, and um, the energetic body is part of a bigger problem. So I find that the source typically is emotional or spiritual, and it can track back from there. But I can tell you probably 8 times out of 10 that any issue does not present as the first cause is physical, which is really interesting. So, one of the resources that you can use to start to do this on your own as well, so starting to track, is one of the books that I recommended. This is one of the older books. Um, Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. There's another book that I will plop into I don't use it as often, honestly. I find this book gives me pretty much every basis that I need. But in a book like this, you can say, well, you'll see I'll use it. You can check, okay, so an issue with the ankle. If it's not tracking as something physical, emotionally, it represents mobility and direction. So I've basically worked with every part of my body and every every issue in the last 3 years, and I can tell you often beyond you know 9 times out of 10, this thing is fully accurate as far as an emotional tracking of an issue. And then the other thing that I often use, and I will also add this to your notes, is the map of the human biofield. Some of you have taken my master classes, but this was done. My guides told me early on that this was the most accurate at the time depiction of the human biofield, which kind of even shows you sort of the aura field and those different layers. So again, let's say we're working on the throat chakra. So the left side is a feminine side, the right side is the masculine side. Typically, the throat chakra has a root in speaking but not being heard, because we know that the throat chakra is all about using your voice, and that which we do not say or express. So these are all just tools, okay, to help us track the source of what may be going on and the reason why we're not in alignment. Okay. And again, if you're not picking up a lot of this, please remember I will have lots of content in the portal, so you can go back and hear this all again. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start. So everybody kind of, whoever wants to, I guess I'll choose, or you can raise your hand. But what we're gonna do, okay, we'll do you, Lori, first. Okay, since you're the first to jump up there. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do, and I'd like you guys all to practice this. Okay, so as often as you can, almost daily right now, if you can. Okay, I'd like you to practice this process. So what you're going to do is I'm going to use the pendulum, same as what we did with the water, right? Okay, I'm going to ask what the vibrational frequency of each of my 4 bodies is. Now, this is really interesting, okay? Before we even get to like a symptom, I want you to start with this. So if you have your journals too, okay, it becomes really interesting because a lot of the time, you guys, things that are going on in our bodies are not actually obvious. You'll be like, really? I'm that off? Okay, so I like to just use a 1 out of 5 metric. Okay, how charged is my physical body? Is it a 5 out of 5, or am I like a 1 out of 5? Okay, so start with your physical body. Okay, and then ask the question, please show me the vibrational frequency of my physical body. You could say out of 5. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not at 0 point. So thanks, guys. Okay. Same thing. So if you're using a pendulum or it's not giving you a metric, okay. So my pendulum is flying around like this, so it's not giving me a 1 out of 5. So my guides are so lovingly reminding me to tell you that the most important thing is to be at 0 point, which is right here in the now moment. Okay. So I'm going to rewind this, and I'm going to ask you to ask the question if you are at 0 point, yes or no. So 0 point is right here, right now, in this now moment. So you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you're not worried about anyone else, you're right here with me right now. And ironically, I'm not. So we got to course correct that. I'm flying all around 0 point, okay? So the question is, am I at 0 point, yes or no? Okay. So if you get a no, okay, we're all going to practice this together. So I actually would like you to practice this every day. It's very difficult. Like, look at me, I'm not even at 0 point. I'm teaching you this. So it's very easy to come out of 0 point. And when you're out of 0 point, I'm telling you, everything will be not aligned. Okay. All right. So did anyone get it? Who got a no? Okay, good. So the no, the symptoms of not being in 0 point. So a good reminder, just ask yourself every day, am I at 0 point? The symptoms of not being at 0 point are scattered thinking, fatigue. If you're not at 0 point, you're often, your energy can be siphoned that much easier. So I believe that I didn't clear properly between my last session and this session. So I am not at 0 point. Okay. So what you're going to do is, if you got a no, you're going to call back all of your energy. Okay. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in, go into your heart. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And ask to call back all of your energy now, all the versions of you that are maybe still at work, that are worried about other things. Call back all versions of you. And then ask to integrate them all back into this now moment. Really use your heart. What you can probably do is just start your day this way and maybe do it one other time in the day. Calling them all back in. If you're using a pendulum, the pendulum will spin until it's done. Okay. And then what I would do right from here is go into your heart. So we need to remind you of the white light activation as well. So once you call all your soul fragments back, all the versions of you that are not here, and what you feel like they are back, then what you're going to do is you're going to focus on the light in your heart. If you can't see it, just interpret it. And then I want you to breathe about 5 or 6 deep breaths, and you're going to create an energetic vortex around your bodies and fields. So breathe, grow your heart light bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, this energetic vortex is a protective vortex so that other energy does not come in throughout your day, which is also another way that you can get out of alignment, okay, or not in 0 point. So breathe until you see this light vortex around your bodies and fields as if your arms were stretched out wide. And then on top of that, you can add another layer of protection. I call this the disco ball. Add the disco ball around the vortex of light, just intending that the little mirrors in the disco ball reflect off any energy or frequencies that are not yours. Good. Okay. And then now bring yourself back into your heart, back into the room. And for those of you that got a answer like mine, check now if you are at 0 point. I got a yes. Did everybody's adjust? Okay. So these are some basics, and they're really important. So white light, vortex activation. You can put yourself in a golden bubble. I did this on my way to Toronto last week. I was worried about being stressed out about being downtown. I literally put myself in a golden white light bubble, and it works. Okay. And definitely ask yourself if you're at 0 point, because remember those symptoms. Okay. So being exhausted, this also makes sense to me right now. Guides are just schooling me. I'm teaching all of you when I'm not even at 0 point. Okay, so that's basic. Okay, number one, and I want you guys to practice this every single day, please. Okay. A next step, if you want to reflect further, you could ask why. So I just did that in my head because we're always learning, right? So I'm realizing now that I didn't clear properly in between my sessions, and that's why I'm not at 0 point. And I was starting to get really exhausted, and now I'm not. So I literally just fixed that just with that little exercise. Okay. And replacing my energetic bubble around myself. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the original exercise. So now that you're at 0 point, you're going to ask basically whether your bodies are charged like a battery. Okay. And this is going to give you lots of insight into what might be going on if you're not experiencing any obvious symptoms. Okay, so I want you to practice this daily. So start with your physical body and ask. You can say, am I fully charged? Am I 5 out of 5? Please show me the energetic frequency of my physical body. Yeah. So once you get a read. Okay, Jen, I'm going to start with you. What'd you get?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, and what did you get out of 5?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Anybody get 5 out of 5? Oh, good, Shelly. Great. Oh, good, Heidi. Awesome. Okay, so everybody follow the same protocol as what I'm working on with Jen. Okay. So Jen, step number 2, with your physical body. Okay, if you are 3 out of 5, you're clearly not not fully charged.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you, now that we've connected with, put the energy bubble on, you've connected your heart. Okay, I want you to tune in, and I want you to ask the question, why? Okay,
Why
so
am
just
I not?
tune in. Yeah, tune in.
Why am I not fully?
And then the next step would be, what do I need?
I need.
That might be easier. If you want to go right to what do you need, that's fine.
Like,
So I'll tell you, I'm just
it's
how,
like,
how it comes. It could be words.
okay.
I get dropped.
Like I'm not getting anything.
Okay.
It's like,
okay. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to tell you now. Okay. But for everybody else who's gotten not 5 out of 5, please tune into your why. And then I'm going to ask you if you want to share what your why is. Okay. So I'm going to tune into Jen's right now. Sleep. You need to sleep. I heard it. It's like for me, it appears as like a capital SLEEP. Sleep.
yeah.
You need deep restful sleep. And then what I would ask is there anything else her physical body needs?
Is there physical?
And I'm getting no.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody else want to share or confirm what they're getting on their physical body? Heidi, what'd you get?
I got 5.
Oh, you got a 5. Okay, Lori, what did you get? You got a 5. Okay, who didn't get a 5 and just did the check? Oh, Beth. Go ahead, Beth.
a 3, and I got the message that it like worrying.
Worrying. Okay, so your emotional body is probably going to be really off. Okay. So did you get the answer? What do I need?
No, I didn't get that. Like I just got like the worrying part, and then I was trying to figure it out.
Okay, so what you're going to do, guys, is when you're moving through these things, make sure you're writing these things down. Okay? It'll get faster someday, but right now you got to go granular just like this. Okay? So you're going to write down, so you thought of the emotion worrying, okay? Now you need to tune in, what do I need? So what does a physical body need from you? So you're literally intuiting, you're checking in with your physical body.
Just it needs to like to just calm, because it's like stressing out.
Yes. So your emotional body is probably like completely all over the place, yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
this is only one of the pieces of the pie. So you're gonna write that down. So Jen, I got that you need sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to share? Kate, did you get something? Do you want me to check? What did you measure at?
I got a 4, and I've asked a couple times, but nothing's coming through.
Okay. When nothing comes through, remember we're going to go through all 4 bodies. Sometimes it's because it's not the priority. It might be your emotional body is like a 1, so your physical body is actually responding. I feel like it's this what's going on with Beth. So she's worrying, so her emotional body, we're going to check that next, is probably low. Okay? So then you're piecing the puzzle together. Does that make sense? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, Kate, is you're off rhythm. So you're focusing about it too much, which is stopping you from getting to a 5.
Okay, I have to admit that when I was quiet, one of the words that came up was stubborn.
Ah,
And
See, I got beatboxing in my head.
okay.
But yeah, you're off rhythm. That's what they're saying.
off rhythm.
Were you also, Kate, at 0 point or no?
Yes,
You were at 0 point.
yes.
Okay. All right. So this is a puzzle. We'll get there. Okay.
Sure.
So
sure.
write that down though. Okay. Write what that message was. That message was important. Anybody else want to share or confirm something? Okay, good. Let's keep going to the next one. So we're going to check the emotional body now. Okay. It doesn't really matter where you start. I can tell you that a lot of our issues are in our emotional body. So if you want to start there, have at it, because I can pretty much guarantee half of the issues are not physical. Okay. All right. So out of 5, please show me the energetic frequency of my emotional body. What are you laughing at, Char? What are you getting?
Well, I think it started at a 4 and then it progressively went down. So I don't know if I just kind of checked out or
No,
if that's what's actually happening.
I don't know. I feel like because my pendulum was doing the same thing.
Was it?
Started like here, and then it started going like this, and then it flatlined like this. Okay.
That's interesting.
Anything weird happen with their out of 5? What their emotional body is? Who got? Yeah, good. You got 5 out of 5. Okay. 1 out of 5. Okay, we're starting with you, Lori. 2. See, Beth, I knew yours would be. Okay, so now, so let's everybody who got less than 5 or flatline. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna now just quiet your mind, go into your heart. So what you can do with your emotional body, instead of just going why, this one's a little bit of an easier one. If you can reflect on some of the emotions you think you are feeling or have felt in this week. Okay, so we know, Beth, you've got worry. Okay, I'm gonna give you some some prompts of emotions. Okay. So grief, guilt, anger, frustration, overwhelm, unworthiness, despair. Here's a big one: fear, anxiousness, I'm going to stop here. I'm hoping, I mean, I don't want you to all have these emotions, but I'm assuming one of these resonated. Oh, confusion. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. So now what I'd like you to do, and if any others come up, please just reflect on that. Okay. That I didn't say. Abandonment, betrayal, rejection, hopelessness, uncertainty and direction, confusion. Are any of these resonating? Just write them down if they resonate. Okay. So then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go through your list of emotions, and you can use your truth testing, your body or your pendulum or whatever. And I want you to find your top three, the top three that you're presenting with. I know it could be a whole list. Look at guys, there's a lot here, but I want you to find the one that you really feel you're presenting with right now, which is causing you to not be in full. Okay. Usually the big ones are guilt, fear, overwhelm, anxiety. Those are the biggies. Okay. And then just mark which ones are your top three. So maybe put 1, 2, 3. So as you're doing this work, hopefully daily, taking some time to do this, you'll start to see a trend. Okay. And hopefully as you do this work, then these emotions you're presenting with, like fear, will start to dissipate completely. This is how it goes. It's pretty awesome. I'm feeling there's a lot of overwhelm going on in this group. It's just a lot going on because I can feel it. Okay. So the next thing you want to do, so pick the top one, the top emotion. So I'm going to use overwhelm as an example because that's what I'm feeling. Okay. And then just ask your body to show you where it's feeling overwhelmed. If you don't know already, just ask your body. Starting to recognize patterns, right? Once you do this often. And then what you can do is ask, okay, body, please show me where I'm carrying the next one down the list. Okay, so then show me where I'm carrying fear. Okay. So there's probably something surprising. I can see Charlene's like, whoa, that you didn't even realize that your body was carrying. Charlene, you got to share now because I could see you have the aha moment.
Well, it's so funny, not funny, interesting, I guess is a better term. We talked today, I've been struggling with some back issues. And the main emotion that's coming up for me is abandonment. And I asked where I felt it, and it was interestingly in my heart. But what ended up happening was I leaned back, and my back goes into this C motion, which is affecting my low back, where the problem is in L4 and L5. Really interesting. So even though
my back is what's feeling. I feel like my heart is retracting and protecting itself. So that's creating this
Yeah.
rounding of my spine. Wild. Cool.
Wild and cool. So there's
Yeah.
a couple of different ways you could have gotten to that. So let me spitball here with this one. You could have said back pain. That's what you were presenting with. So this is another way to do it. Okay. But I would advise you do it both ways right now, by symptom and by body, because these things are hidden. I mean, look at this right here, this perfect example. So what you could have done is you could have said, okay, backache. Is this physical? So can you do your yes and your no right now and ask,
Yeah.
is this back pain physical? Yes or no? It could have already manifested into physical, but are you getting a yes or a no?
I'm getting a no.
It's a no. I got a no too. So then you want to say, is this energetic? So I'm getting a yes on energetic, which means it's involves.
Yep.
So it means it involves a chakra
Mhm.
or two. Okay. And then you
Mhm.
say, is it emotional? And that's a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the final question would be, is it spiritual? And I'm getting a no for that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So what that means is you're not getting attacked. Your body is literally just saying, hello, Charlene. We got some blockages here in the heart and in the root that you need to correct. And what was the emotion?
Abandonment.
Abandonment. You're still carrying in your emotional body and in your biofield this abandonment that you need to let go. So you see how we can get, there's two ways to skin this, right? I'm not going to say a cat. No way will I say skin a cat. But there are multiple ways to get to this same answer. Right? Okay, so let's pause this. Okay, Lori, did you figure out what's wrong with why you are 1 out of 5?
The emotion I have is irritable.
Ooh.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry.
That's 10. Okay, you have irritable.
And it's focused in my head.
Okay, so let's track it a little further. Okay, does the irritability have a root in or is it an emotional issue? Well, we know that. Is it a physical issue? No. Is it an energetic issue? Yes. Is it a spiritual issue? Yes. I'm getting a yes.
Are you?
Okay. So basically, I don't think that the irritability is likely a symptom of something going on in your head. You know that because you tracked right. It's where you're feeling it. And if it's energetic, it's likely a blocked chakra. No, it's not. Okay. Is it something that needs to be cleared? Ask that. I'm getting a yes on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So likely, the puppy is adorable. Whose puppy are we looking at? Natalie's. Oh, of course. So just right there, we've tracked. So the whole idea is to be very open-minded. Like Charlene didn't know that, right? Be open-minded while you follow these steps. It's like a puzzle. So now you know that there's an energetic attack on your upper chakra. So likely, then you check your chakras. Is it my Alta Major? Is it my crown? Yes. Is it my third eye? Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next step with Charlene's and Lori. So Charlene's got the abandonment as an emotion, but she doesn't have anything to clear. There's not a sort of a low vibration energy attachment causing this. Lori, however, has something energetic or spiritual that's impacting her. So always, always, always begin with clearing. So you can ask, do I need to clear? Okay. Always, always do that. Just assume that any kind of pain could indicate an attachment of some kind and some kind of, involvement, right? Okay. So for Lori and Charlene, I would just clear anyway. Okay. So the first thing you want to do to remove the issue. So now we've broken down that she is dealing with irritability as an emotion. She feels blocked up here. This is how it's presenting. And we've now figured out that there's an energetic attachment. And usually, when we're not in alignment, we are more prone to get energetic or psychically attacked. And I just call it tap on the shoulder, guys, because thank them because they're showing up to let you know what you're still holding on to. This is how I want to talk about the dark ones, okay? Because they just don't have any power over us anymore. So as soon as you realize that, and then you start to figure out why your higher self is allowing energetic attacks, the faster you're going to start to feel better and clear yourself. Okay. So Lori, what we're going to do, Charlene, focus on the back, even if we got that there was nothing there. So what you're going to do, and anyone else who has anything else presenting, just go ahead and clear yourself. So what you're going to do is, and if you've got a pendulum, it'll start to spiral counterclockwise, which is remove. So what you're going to do is just going to say your name, command that you leave my bodies and fields now. I know what you're doing. Thank you for your lessons, but I break all contracts and agreements with you now. I command that you leave my bodies and fields and go to source. If you do not go now, I will blow you up. That's a fun one. Okay, and then just breathe. Use your intention and your breath. Release it. Usually these little ankle biters love to attach themselves to like emotions such as abandonment, by the way. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to, in Lori's case, she knows now because we jumped ahead to the energetic body. So she knows it affected her third eye and her crown. Charlene, you know your heart chakra and your root chakra is affected. Okay, so if you wanted to go ahead and double check, is my heart chakra open or closed? Yes or no? At this point, you already know. So you've already kind of jumped through that, okay? So then what you want to do is you want to go chakra by chakra. So Charlene, you do, your heart. Lori, do your third eye. Okay, and then just imagine removing the old one or bringing in a violet flame like a vacuum. Breathing and we're just dusting it out. Goodbye, goodbye, anything I don't even need in those chakras. Wait till your pendulum stops spinning. Okay, it will stop spinning, and then open or replace with new would be clockwise. Okay, and you can even just imagine a ball of light flopping in where the old one was, spiraling clockwise. When our chakras are open, they spiral clockwise, and then just open each of them. So what will happen then? And then the one final thing, so what I would do for both of you, so I would then go back to the emotion. And I would say, thank you, abandonment. Thank you, irritability. Thank you for showing me that you're still here. You're not my story anymore. And I release this emotion from my bodies and fields permanently. And then you breathe the emotion in, and then out above you. There we go. Okay, now everybody can go ahead and check if you were working on your own issue. So, Lori, now please check your emotional body out of 5. Charlene, are you back? You can unmute. Has your frequencies changed? Lori, did your frequencies change?
Yeah, I think I'm at 5 now.
Yes, you are. And how does your head feel?
I don't feel as foggy as I did.
There you go. Okay. And then, so you can check all of your bodies too. Okay. And how did you do, Charlene?
I'm working on my root now because I just did the heart, so
So
I'm
you're still going. Yeah. That's
still
normal.
going.
And the fact that you were able to put those two pieces together, but these are the ways to get, these are the clues. Okay. This is how we do it. Okay. And so follow up to this, I'm going to do a few more examples. Okay. Follow up to this would be, now that you're aware that you're presenting Lori with irritability, Charlene with abandonment, your homework then is to be the observer of yourself as the days go on, right? And then recognize when that emotion or that pain body experience, like the back pain, okay, or the fogginess comes in again. Because now you know the cause. We've tracked it and you removed it and you feel better. So you have the proof that it's adjusted. Yeah. So then your job over, this is why I want you to be journaling every week and writing these things down, because you're going to start to find trends. You're going to start to find, okay, I'm presenting with this abandonment issue like a lot. Or this back pain I never knew was abandonment, and I didn't even know I was having abandonment issues. Like, you're going to start to see it. And as you work on these things and you remove them, it removes the power that they have over you, and you have the proof that it's gone. And so when it does present itself again and you're out of alignment, you're now like, we're rewiring our brains, right? We're retraining ourselves to not accept, migraines, for example, right? Or back pain or hot flashes, or, because we don't have to have those experiences in our physical bodies, in our emotional bodies, and our spiritual bodies. Pretty cool, huh? Did I lose somebody? Did someone drop off? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Natalie had to go. Okay. All right, so we're going to pause here. We're going to do another round, but questions now here. Questions. Kate, were you able to move through some of that?
Yeah. So the very first time I met you, I complained about my shoulder blade. You called it my wing. And so lately, I've been working on it, just clearing it and cutting cords and pulling plugs.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that. I have to go deeper now because what I've been doing is not working.
Okay, so let's pin that, and we're going to use you as the next example. We're going to go deeper, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and when it's not working, you're right. It just means it's time to go deeper.
Yeah, I didn't even, okay.
Okay, so let me explain this. This is great. This is a great example. Thank you. So basically, we are like a tree with all of these rings, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the next level to this, what we're talking about here, is tracking the origin source.
Mm.
So I will say you have to do this work first until you've learned to release like chronic headaches, for example, or getting nauseous whenever you're getting a psychic attack, or pain in your shoulder you've experienced, it's gone. And if it's coming back, it just means there's something deeper.
Okay.
So it's a perfect example that you just brought this up.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any question? I'm going to pin that. We're going to come back to it. We're going to work on that a little deeper. Does anybody else have any questions or comments or want to verify anything? Go ahead, Beth.
So when you were saying how, like, you don't have to have, like, say, menopause or all these other like hot flashes or different things like that, is that why some people just don't get any menopause symptoms at all?
Exactly.
Because people think it's strange that, like, I've probably started, but like I don't have any symptoms except for just not having the thing.
Okay. So what I will tell you is, this is a complicated question, but not. I used to have every physical symptom under the sun. I was sick all the time. I had cystitis. I had hot flashes. I sweat like it was nuts. Charlene, you can tell them I was a disaster. Literally sick all the time. So, like I said before, there's layers. But what I will tell you is, and this is going to shock some of you, but a hot flash is literally every single time it's an energetic attack. Every time. And I have figured that out after years of doing. So the problem is, the challenge is that it is also tied to your hormone function, but that is also an energetic attack. So we have been taught to believe, I think this is where I was anyway, that to give my power away to somebody else to fix something. This is a very medical or Western medical kind of approach, right? It's like, I have this issue, I need to get help from someone else. The truth is when you say, words are spells. When you say, I have hot flashes, I am sick all the time. This is me. I was literally like this. Char knew me back then. I don't own an immune system. I literally believed that my body was attacking me. Literally believed it. And I was on lots of different kinds of medications. I had terrible hot flashes. I had a full hysterectomy because I literally gave my power away and did not realize that my body was literally just trying to tell me something every single time. And so I will tell you, so yes, there is still, like, your hormone function still needs to be regulated, okay? Because these darker energies can attack your thyroid, your hormone function. It's real. And until you get yourself into alignment and you start to understand that by you perpetuating the same programs, beliefs, my immune system doesn't work, whatever, I'm sick all the time, you're actually speaking it into being. Your vibration is low and you are getting psychically attacked. So I have had a full hysterectomy and I do not get hot flashes. And do you know why? It's because above the other things that I did and I have been doing to clear my bodies and fields and tune into my emotions and understand when I'm getting psychically attacked, which I've been shown, it feels like a hot flash. Okay. My body's literally going, danger, danger, something's wrong. In addition, we can actually speak it into words, I do not consent. It's so simple. But what we do is we say, oh, I'm in menopause. I'm having menopause symptoms. We're literally spellcasting ourselves. So try this next time. Okay. This is going more into, which we're going to talk about next week, is clearing. But try this next time you have a hot flash. Okay. Or any kind of PMS symptom, cramps. Try it. I want you to say, clear yourself, number one. And I want you to say, hot flash. First of all, thank your body. Thank you, body. Thank you for showing me that there is something here that you're in danger. Thank you. And then you can say to the hot flash, hello, hot flash. You can say, I do not consent. I do not consent to experiencing hot flashes. This is not my story anymore. I command any energy to leave that is not here for my greatest and highest good. I command you to leave now. This goes for period cramps. This goes for nausea out of nowhere. This goes for fatigue out of nowhere. No human should have any of these symptoms. We just shouldn't. And yes, there's deeper clearing that needs to be done for a lot of us. That, there's detoxing. There's a lot of things that the body might need. There's calcifications in your pineal glands. There's, liver needs, your thyroid function. But at the very base level, it is not turning against your body and believing that your body is just trying to protect you and show you there's something wrong. So try this if you, any one of these symptoms, nauseous out of nowhere, hot flash, fatigue out of nowhere, headache out of nowhere, okay, cramps out of nowhere. Literally say, I do not consent. So what you do is you say, oh, I get really bad PMS, right? Well, you're actually agreeing to it, and you're spellcasting yourself. It's wild. So I really recommend that you try it. Did that answer your question, Beth?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, anybody else have any question before we work on the next level with Kate?
If I may just
Yes?
re-
Go ahead.
reflect on this, this is really interesting, and I don't know if it's appropriate right now. And please tell me if it's not. It's interesting when you're talking about the hot flashes. I've made this correlation, as you know, what I do as a nutritionist. I deal with mainly midlife women who have hormone and metabolic issues and weight issues. And I've made this correlation with the symptoms of menopause seem to be exasperated for women leading up to that time that have had higher levels of stress or chronic stressors.
Yep.
Fascinating. So really cool.
Mhm.
Cool to get the energetic take on it.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when we're in stress response, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, Shelly Ann, our systems start to get taxed. Our nervous system, our endocrine system, our lymphatic system, right? So again, talking about alignment, it's all about alignment, but it's not just your physical body. And they all work together. One, it's almost like you want to track the top presenting issue. So in your instance, when we were talking about your back pain, the presenting issue isn't actually your back pain. It was your abandonment as an emotion,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so this is where this comes from. We have to get better at not just assuming or speaking it into truth that I have PMS or you remember, I used to be like, I need a hysterectomy. I'm sick all the time. I said all of these things. My body hates me. I have no immune system. Meanwhile, I was just getting completely attacked my whole life. And I just didn't know it because I have none of those symptoms now. Except for I'm still holding on to this weight, which is a physical issue. Right? Go ahead, Heidi.
I just wanted to say that that is completely true. So after we worked on my legs a couple weeks ago, I do not name the problem with my legs. I do not speak of it at all.
Because it's not there. And?
Oh, well, there's still okay. The problem is still physically there. I can see the problem.
Okay.
But the pain, probably 85%, 90% better.
Yep. It's wild. I've seen it so many times. I've seen people with chronic headaches, inflammation in their brain. I've seen, chronic pain go. So there's probably still a little bit more to tune in on if it's still there. And this is where we have to drill a little deeper, right? But the biggest impact you had was getting that 85% better. Because you were in a place, do you want to explain what happening to everyone else so that
No, I don't want to say it.
Okay, don't say it. All right, don't say it.
Yes. I don't say it at all. I was having problems in my calves because I no longer have my joints are completely gone. So I'm just bone on bone in my knees. And the synovial fluid for my knees was making things grow in my calves that I can physically see some of them. And that made it very difficult to walk sometimes, very painful, a lot of swelling up and down, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And so we went in and we did some work on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started to, and the other thing is we always track, I'm just pulling this up now just to explain. So what you want to do when you have something like that is also kind of track, and this is where knees. Hold on. Knees are basically related to support, because your knees are kind of your support system. So what we got was, and joints, joint pain represents changes in the direction of life, or flowing with changes in the direction of life, and ease of these movements. And then knee problems typically mean inability to bend, fear, inflexibility, and difficulty giving in or moving forward or moving on. So we were able to then track back for Heidi what the origin source of. So all of these things will end up manifesting into physical. That's how it works. None of these things are just appear. Some of them do have, ancestral lineage origins. Some of them do have soul trauma origins. Okay. And I think you were like a mix of it, not ancestral, but a lot of them come from childhood.
No, it was soul.
Soul trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the next level. Okay. So thank you for sharing. Then that's awesome. I'm very excited that you're 85% there. Okay, so let's go now to Kate. So we're going to dig a little deeper. So what you're going to do again, you guys, is you're going to check your 4 bodies every day, right? So show me the energetic of my physical, my emotional, my energetic. So we're going to start with the energetic now and the spiritual. The energetic, if you're so I'm going to ask you right now to check your energetic body. Please show me where my energetic body is vibrating out of 5. And your energy body is directly related to your chakras. And the flow of your energy in your meridians. Basically, just imagine your body as one big moving, right? And when your body is not in flow, which means your chakras are not open, your body's not moving energy up and out, everything gets stuck and stagnant. So your energy body is an important one. So did anybody get 5 out of 5? Yay! Good job. Okay. I'm going to hazard a guess that you guys work on your chakras quite often, yeah? Or have been? Is that a yes?
I did some clearing work and check at about 5 o'clock.
Awesome.
So I think that's the reason why I've been getting 5s, because I did do that.
Did the work.
Because
Exactly.
because I was super fatigued all day and made assumptions what it was from. And
Okay.
then I thought I better stop
Clear.
doing that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's a
So-
beautiful example too. So you're fatigued all day. Now tell me, Shelley, what did you come up with that were you getting siphoned? Were you getting energetically?
Well, remember we talked about my work
Uh-huh.
and how important I hadn't been doing enough protecting or clearing before and after. And I was rushing to finish something on Saturday so that I could have yesterday totally off. And I worked until 10 o'clock and then I crashed. So I forgot.
And did not clear yourself.
No. And then busy day yesterday. And then I felt off kilter all day. I felt weird being around people. It was,
Yep.
yeah, like I wasn't holding on to the thread of what was going on around me.
Yep. Makes
Yep.
sense. Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, so yeah, finally after a full day of fatigue. Yeah. And I said, is it okay if I have a nap? And they said, absolutely. So I had a little nap and
you feel
yeah,
better.
I do feel better. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a great example of everything I'm talking about. Listening to your body. I mean, it did take you a day and a half to figure it out, but you're gonna, I mean, look at me, I forgot too. I was not even at 0 point, okay? So like, again, I'm teaching you guys this, and it seems kind of overwhelming, like there's a lot, but really what I'm gonna recommend is just keep it simple. Keep it really simple. So, before we go into Kate's, this is what keep it simple looks like. Shelley's really tired. She doesn't feel good. People are overwhelming, whatever. Beth, you're feeling the same, right? Okay. You know something's off. Okay. So, step one, you don't have to go into all 4 of your bodies. Step one, clear yourself. Just do it. If you're feeling off, just clear. So, I do not consent. I command that any energies impacting me that are not for my greatest and highest good, I command that you leave my bodies and fields now. I do not consent. I break all agreements and I command you leave now. Get a hot flash out of nowhere, get a headache out of nowhere, you feel fatigued, siphoned, whatever, you feel off, clear. Stop, drop, and clear. That's my, I'm going to hashtag that. I'm going to have t-shirts soon, I'm sure. Stop, drop, and clear. Okay. This is what you got to do. All right. And then when you have time later, then you can reflect and do the exercises that we're slowing it down today. So Shelly did exactly that. She sat down, you did a chakra clearing meditation. Yeah. So you could check each one of your individual chakras. You could check in with your emotions. You can start at any one of these points, any one of your bodies. You really can. Okay. You're going to get to that track, that source point at some point. Okay. So the most important thing is to clear. And then the second most important thing, if you're kind of like out and about, is then once you clear, fill yourself back up with light. Okay. So start with your heart, create that white light. Okay. And then call back all your soul fractals. So get to 0 point because you're probably off if you're being attacked. And then ask, what do I need? Just like Shelly did. And she asked if she needed a nap. She got yes. She takes a nap. Right? And you feel better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the other thing that when I was getting ready to, I think it's really interesting that you were talking about the new course that's coming up, because I think I'm probably right in there. But I was trying to get ready to go out. We were going for a high tea, actually. My birthday's coming up, and another cousin of mine has a birthday this year too that's significant. I'm not going to tell you guys how old I am. But I went into this spinny, oh, I look horrible and everything that I'm trying to wear. And I felt terrible. And I could have clued in at that point, because that's not my normal pattern anymore. I don't go there the same way that I used to. So,
right. So,
yeah, but I would think I was too much out of alignment, I guess, to clue in at that point.
Yes. And that will happen to the best of us, you guys. So another piece of advice I'm going to give you is to make sure that you're the observer without judgment. It's really important that you do not go into judging yourself. And especially I could say how can I teach these people if I'm not doing it? You don't do that, because that's low vibration too. So without judgment, hold space for yourself, and maybe hold space for that version of you, Shelly, that did spin down the rabbit hole before, right? This is also part of clearing, and not being frustrated with yourself, and instead going, wow, Shelly, look how far you've come. Right? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Kate, we're going to go back to that album. So this is next level then. Okay, so what we've been doing up till now is sort of every day for you guys right now is everyday maintenance, because your body is going to show you as much as you will allow it. Your body, or your energy body, or your spiritual body, your higher self is going to allow whatever situations to come in. Remember what we said at the very beginning? For you. Okay, so again, I want you to just assume that everything that's happening in your world right now is happening for you. Okay, so Kate, you got that? So which side of the body?
My left.
So that's your related to divine feminine. Okay. So there's a couple of things I'll check here. So it's your shoulder.
My shoulder blade. My shoulder blade.
Okay. So there's a couple of tools that I'll go to kind of start my tracking. Okay. So that which we do not say or express, and sadness, grief, loss, and depression. Does this make
Well,
sense?
loss was one of my words. When we
Okay.
were doing that, anger, fear, resentment, my word was loss, one of my words.
Okay, so now tune in. Is this expression of pain in my left shoulder loss?
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Is there any other emotion?
Oh, yes.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm getting depression,
Oh, I didn't get that, but okay.
grief.
Grief.
Yeah, and the other thing that is coming up is, so just generally, anything to do with shoulders usually has something to do with carrying weight on your shoulder. Does that resonate?
Kind of. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look what we've already pieced together. We've pieced together left side. So this is impacting your divine feminine. This is related to you holding a lot on your shoulders.
Mm.
We know now that it's also related to emotions of loss, grief, depression. You can even ask the question, are all those emotions, are they presenting in my shoulder? The ones you wrote down.
No.
Okay, there you go. All right. So then the next thing you want to do is ask, is this physical?
No.
No, it is not physical.
Wow.
Cool, huh?
Hmm.
All right. So then the next level, the next thing that I would ask is, I'm going to ask now, please show me, okay, track the source of this this injury or this pain. Okay. So then what I would say is it this lifetime? This is deeper now.
Mm.
So the
Okay,
original source.
please show me the source.
Yeah, of this, track the source of this left shoulder pain. Is it this lifetime? Ask that.
Yes.
Okay. And then ask if it's current life situation.
Yes.
Hmm. Is there any other source of this pain and these emotions in this lifetime other than current life situations?
No.
Okay, beautiful. This is easy then. Okay, so the other thing you want to ask is, we're just going to do our due diligence, okay? Is there any contracts or cords related to this injury?
Yes.
So let's do the cords first. So you may want to ask in your mind, you can ask the people, you can ask how many cords, you can ask who. Usually they'll appear in your mind's eye, or you'll think about it, or you'll be like, obviously it's this person. You could ask, is there more than one cord?
Is there more than one cord? Yes.
Okay, so you kind of want to have an idea of how many cords of attachment might be involved.
How many cords of attachment might be involved? Is there a number? No, they're not giving me a number.
I'm getting about 3.
Okay.
And really, you don't actually have to kind of like know a number, as long as you're perceiving that it's a cord and that you know you have to cut cords. Okay.
Okay.
So I want you to get the primary person that you think this cord is related to. So think about the emotions, think about what we understand about this now. Carrying the weight on your shoulders, right? And even if you've cut cords with this person, I often tell you guys, I cut cords like with my kids on the daily. Not as much now, but there was a time where it was multiple times a day. And remember, when we're talking about cord cutting, we're cutting an energetic cord, leaving only love. So when you're cutting an energetic cord with someone, even though that they're your loved one, like my own children, I'm just getting rid of any guilt, any fear, any, disappointment, I'm getting rid of all of that and I'm leaving only love.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to start with the first person.
Okay.
You're going to say to this person, so this is cord cutting, their name.
Mm-hmm.
I see you. I love you if you do. I know you're doing the best that you can. Sometimes it's not good enough, but I forgive you. And please know that I'm doing the best that I can. And sometimes it's not good enough, but please forgive me too. And I release all of these cords and imagine cutting them. Literally use energetic scissors or a knife and release them. So see them kind of go away because they're in your energy body right now. Leaving only love. And then you could just even imagine a white light. But they're not in your energetic space anymore. And if there's, and now just very quickly, just ask for the other two cords also to be released. Kind of understanding now why this might be impacting you. Cut the cords, release them, leaving only love. And there's a version of you also need to cut cords with. Okay. So this often comes up as well. When I was dealing with a lot of guilt emotions, I had to go back to many versions of me and let her know she's safe and she's okay and she doesn't have to carry this guilt anymore. So there's a version of you, Kate, that is still holding on to this like belief that you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. So you need to go back to that version of you.
Okay.
Tell her she's loved. Tell her this is not hers to bear alone. Tell her she's safe and she's supported. And cut that cord of attachment with her. And to ask her, tell her she can do anything she wants right now, but she doesn't have to carry this burden. So this is something that's really important, you guys. Spend time cutting the cords with the version of you that's coming up to be healed. Really important.
I was going to ask you if I should cut with myself. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Almost every time. Yeah.
And fill it with love.
So you can even imagine the injury now because there was all those cords, right? So almost imagine like a white light salve being placed now on that injury on the shoulder. So you're filling it with love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then now bring up that primary emotion or two. Was it loss? Yeah. So say to the loss, I feel you. Thank you for letting me know you're still here. Okay. But you're not my story anymore. I don't need to carry you anymore. And I release you now, leaving love. Good. And then one last thing that you can do after is you can ask now to, so just follow my words, okay? And you can do this, you guys, for anything, even hot flashes, okay? I revoke my consent to participating in any karmic loops, karmic agreements, karmic belief systems, karmic relationships, karmic emotions, or debt of any kind related to this injury, these emotions, or anything else that is not for my greatest and highest good. It is done. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So for those hot flashes, you guys, I revoke my consent now To participating in. Yes, I will definitely have that word. I will have invocations for clearing and for the karmic release in your notes in the portal. Okay. And then again, fill yourself up, ask for your aura field, your chakras, and everything to be open and optimized. Breathe. And literally, you will find that shoulder pain go away.
I feel like I can breathe better.
You can, because there was a block there, energetically.
Wow.
And then one more thing you can do when you have something like that, also check to see if that chakra, so this is the ultimate major chakra back here. So I would check if your chakra, if the ultimate major chakra is open. So please show me your ultimate major chakra. It's still slightly blocked. So let's say you had the pain in your chest, you check your heart. If you had the pain in your back body, like Charlene did with her, you'll check your root. Okay, so now what you want to do once you've done all that is you want to replace the old operating system, the old Ultra Major. Take a deep breath. Unravel, rewind, clear it out with that violet flame. It's old energy. You don't need it anymore. And then literally plunk out the old Ultra Major and imagine placing the new one in the back of the neck there. Ready? And then open and breathe. There you go. And that should feel really good now.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. See, you guys, we can
Thank
heal
you.
ourselves.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
amazing, isn't it? You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, so I will get really busy and place all of these materials in your portal. So I will place the content describing the 4 bodies. There's also a few videos if you need to rewatch it. I will also, Ildiko, I hope you're taking notes here to remind me what I need to post in there. The written invocations, okay, so a written clearing invocation, a written karmic release, and some others that are already ready for you. At least one more clearing meditation. So I do highly recommend you doing your chakra clearing often right now. Okay. When you're in this slowing down to speed up, like relearning process, it's not going to be this tedious forever. Okay. It's not going to take this long. You're not going to have to slow down as much as you are right now. But just remember that you're retraining your physiological, your body, you're retraining your brain, you're retraining your chakras. So it does take practice. So the practice that I want you to do this week is to literally spend at least, please try once a day, taking some time to tune into your 4 bodies. Start with 0 point. Am I at 0 point? You'll start to recognize your own symptoms when you're not at 0 point. I literally I can't believe I wasn't at 0 point. And I feel fine now, and I was so tired before this call. So your body will start speaking to you very clearly. And so our job is just to listen, right? And have the tools to be able to shift the energy. Because at the end of the day, we are alchemists. Everything is energy. We have the ability to change it. We are very powerful. Does anybody have any last questions before I let you go? Yes, Charlene.
Was there a different process that you were recommending or you work with for the spiritual body?
Yes, kind of. So the spiritual body, if you check your spiritual body and you're not in alignment, so you can check it now. It usually
Go ahead.
It usually means if your spiritual body is not at 5 out of 5 or fully charged, it usually means your higher chakras are not open. Number 1. Okay, so your solar junction, which is way up about 2 meters above your head, your stellar gateway, your soul star, your causal, and then your crown. So your energetic body is your physical chakras. Your spiritual body is pretty much pointing out your higher chakras may be closed. Okay, so that's shutting off your intuition. and your connection to source and your higher self. The other thing that a low score in your spiritual body, it could be that that you're being siphoned, psychically attacked. So energy is, or you have leaks in your aura field, which is usually caused by trauma. So we'll jump back to that next week when we start talking about clearing. But that's basically, if you've got like a 1 or 2 or 3 out of 5 in your spiritual body, start with your higher chakras. You can check them. Is my causal open or closed? Is my right? And even just taking a minute to do a meditation. So either one of my guided meditations, or just imagine counterclockwise, like vacuum, coming all the way down your body to your feet, and then reversing that spin and asking them all to be opened up. Okay, so a chakra opening exercise doesn't have to take long, but you're gonna have to slow down until your brain remembers that you don't have to do every single chakra, that you can say, please clear my chakras and open them. Until we learn to pay attention to what our bodies and fields are telling us, we got to do it the slow way. Because there's things we miss. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it totally does. I think I came at it a different way. I have a pain in my knee, so I asked, is it physical, energetic, emotional? And I came up with spiritual.
Okay.
So that's where I was just kind of like left there.
Spiritual. Okay, so then I would ask. Okay, so that's good. It's a good example. So if it's not emotional, it's not about being supported, because that's kind of what, right? So you're definitely, there's an attack. So you probably have an aura field leak there, and that's a yes. So, and remember too, you guys, I guess I haven't told you this, but we have more than just these chakras. There's chakras in our knees, in our hands, in our face. We've got chakras everywhere. Okay. So I'm getting, though, it's a weak spot for you. So it might have something to do with a trauma. It might also have something to do with a past life injury, which is something else I'm getting. So there's always a drilling deeper. Okay. But at the very least, clear your knee. Okay, pain, I feel you. I know what you're doing. Thanks for the reminder. I do not consent. I break all contracts and agreements with you now, and I command you leave my bodies and fields. Goodbye. Okay? And then what you can also do, you don't have to be a Reiki master, my loves. You could take your hand, put it energetically on the spot that's presenting with the pain, and send energy, frequency, love, light into it. Okay, and then that right now, they're doing it right now, Charlene. So they're also healing the leak in the aura field. So usually where there's pain and it's related to this spiritual body, it's usually to do with a weak, an aura field leak. So they're just finishing that now. So that should go away in a minute. You're welcome. Okay, so keep your journals going, lots of practice, and I will get these resources uploaded. Plus, you can rewatch this if you'd like. Okay, we've all done energy healing tonight, so please make sure that you do drink a lot of water. The other thing that I just have to say is make sure you get out in nature. You can't get better than grounding than getting out in nature. So please try to do that this week. Okay, salt baths are also really good. Okay, that was fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Get all your
That was fun.
That was fun. It was so fun. Okay, we'll see you guys next Monday.
Bye.